this is bad for what you want to do.
How much money have you spent?
$250,000 to $300,000 or so.
Go and make more money.
Like, I watched the show Catfish. Like, I know, like, usually what to look for when you see a fake profile.
I know y'all heard about sliding in a DM. Well, he slid in my DM.
Now, who doesn't love the drama in 90 Day Fiancé? Or just drama in general? And sprinkle a little bit of catfish in there, and then you've really got it all. You got the love, lust, heartbreak, denial.
Maybe she was hacked, I don't know.
And a shocking lack of red flag awareness. And we've got a recipe for entertainment. So let's take a look at the top 5 catfish stories in 90 Day Fiancé, starting with good old Tyree. As I gotta give it to him, he was my inspiration for this video. I'm giving you a pre-warning now, it only gets crazier as we get through the list, so let's go. Tyree's story is fresh out of Before the 90 Days Season 6. He's a 33-year-old ukulele playing virgin from California. Now, as he's in the current season, his story is still playing out, but I bet we can guess where it's going. He has been with his 27-year-old girlfriend Carmella for the last 4, almost 5 years, and has been sending $50 to $100 per month through PayPal.
She just, like, is always asking for more.
Good thing the producers were there, because otherwise I have no idea how long before Tyree would have put 2 and 2 together. And it turned out that the lovely Carmella was actually a dude named Christian, who was just using photos and videos from escort and camgirl websites.
I'm Christian.
Christian, okay.
Christian/Carmella admitted that money was tight, and that's why he was hustling Tyree, and he did apologize, so you got that.
It just really sucks.
Except, what's unique about this story is even after he found out the person he was supposedly in love with for the last few years was actually a guy using an escort's photos, he is in major denial.
Maybe it was just someone else who had her phone or something.
And he keeps coming up with these crazy scenarios like maybe this Christian is really Carmella's husband and he's trying to break them up. Maybe
He could be your pimp.
Maybe she was just in jail and she's out now. Are any of these options really helping your chance that it's gonna somehow work out, bro?
Maybe the person behind the text and this woman in the photos are 2 different people.
Duh. And after all this, he still wants to fly to Barbados to meet her, and it's not the first time. He's already done that with a no-show. But he's gonna try again. If he just did a simple reverse image search years ago, he could have been spared. It amazes me the amount of people who date for long periods online without doing any kind of image search.
Isn't that what everybody doing these days?
And that brings us to number 4, Yolanda and Williams, a middle-aged widower living in LA, and Williams, who is supposedly in his 40s and from Manchester. And let me show you why that's hilarious.
Hello, baby. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm fine. How are the kids?
You think that's British? You have a laugh? Even that terrible attempt at English humour and accent was better than what I just heard.
The British accent is the sexiest accent in the world.
So she was totally dating a British guy for just over half a year before he started asking for money, which is what the good scammers do. They wait. And he wanted her to send him money so he could buy it. Red flag.
It upset me a little because I didn't expect him to ask me for money.
Since they never talked for more than a few moments and kept their communication through text.
And what about him only talking to you for a couple of seconds? Is that what he usually does?
Before Yolanda became too skeptical, his Instagram became blocked or had some kind of technical difficulties which stopped him responding to her messages. Which was either a manipulation tactic to get her and any others to miss him and not get the chance to ask those questions, which she took hook, line, and sinker. Or his account actually was blocked and reported because he was using stock images of a bodybuilder, which she would have known if she just checked. Fortunately, she didn't end up sending any money that we know of. She just sent some good old-fashioned nudes, which another person claimed to have and threatened to leak if she didn't pay, which is crazy, but I guess it makes sense that scammers would have different methods of getting you to pay. And these types purposely go for people who just seem desperate for love, so they're more willing to have those blinders on.
He right there texting me. He's not answering.
Which helps them dance around direct questions and plans to meet.
And it's just a risk I have to take.
What is this feeling I'm feeling right now? It's like I'm sad for another person?
Remember good old Caesar from Before the 90 Days, Season 4? He had to make my list, of course. Well, he dated the beautiful Ukrainian known as Maria Divine. Even the name sounds fishy, to be honest. But this went on for 5 years and he never saw her in person. But it's okay because he saw her in videos.
Love you, my baby.
Do you think she's sending those videos to anyone else? Does she ever say your name?
Moment of realization. There it is. Now, even though Maria turned out to be real, she still belongs on this list because I generally believe she had no interest in actually meeting Caesar and was hustling for money. And he sent her some, don't worry. After years of dating online and your partner offers to come over or even pay for you to go to a tropical holiday to meet, and you're not interested? Couldn't be more obvious. He was just a source of income, and I'm betting not the only one, especially that they met on a website that you have to pay to talk. Well, the guy pays at least. At least a sugar baby or a gold digger would have taken you up on the free vacation. And she was like, nah. Now at the time, Caesar worked at a nail salon, doing as much overtime as possible to send over any money he could, admitting to sending about $800 per fortnight. And roughly $40,000 to not even see this person. And when he tried to meet her in Mexico to propose, she never showed up and ended it over the phone. Oof. But he remained optimistic about finding that special someone. I just wish he would take his friend's advice on not focusing only on the outside. Before we move on from this fire couple, I do have a little bit more tea to spill for you guys. During one of the tell-alls, Caesar mentioned not only did he have 2 Ukrainian girlfriends,
You have 2 girlfriends?
but they're both coming to see him and they'll be getting pregnant.
Probably they're gonna get pregnant.
And while we're on the topic of Caesar's power of reasoning, he also spent $500 to a matchmaker. She literally had a bunch of guys pay her for an awkward greeting party, with what could have easily been just a bunch of friends or acquaintances do her a solid. And if you're wondering what happened to Maria, she ended up briefly dating Jesse Meester, who was also in the 90 Day Fiancé with Darcy and then Jennifer. Seems like someone just likes staying relevant. Probably my favorite catfish story would have to be David and Lana, but it's not the craziest. Remember the retiree living in LA that rides a unicycle?
Me?
Well, they spent over 7 years talking online, and by the end, roughly 4 hours each day, including video chats, so at least you know it's a real person. Sounds promising, but it's only through the paid website that they used to talk, and he spent over $100,000 on her.
Sometimes I just want to see her. She's just so beautiful to me, but it's also much more expensive.
Okay, so not only are you dating someone you can only contact through a paid website, but now you want to get engaged too? Bro, that's like saying you're dating a stripper and you can only catch up while she's at the club because she's working all the time to pay for school. Are you dumb? Because you're doing the dumb.
She stood you up 3 times. Come on, Dave, stop being naive.
Let's look at some of the fun we had with this couple. Not only was David over twice Lana's age at 60 to her 27 when we first met them, but he also had a private investigator that informed him that she was on multiple dating sites. And it's not uncommon for these people to be scammed for money with these sites. And what did he do with this information? He fired the investigator.
You, sir, are fired.
Well, then we're through. And you're fired.
He flew over to Ukraine 4 times just to get a no-show, and it wasn't until the 5th time that he actually met her. The 5th. And it couldn't be more obvious that there's no chemistry, and she's just there trying to secure a paycheck. So they go on a few dates. Bowling is such a great dating idea, seriously.
I used to be a professional bowler.
Really? He asks her if he gets a strike, will she kiss him?
Okay.
Look at her face.
No! God, please, no! No! No!
Thank God he didn't get a strike, and look at the relief. And what's next? That's right, engagement. There's that face again.
Not only was she there, but she's now mine.
However, she refused to get off the dating websites because she wanted to still be able to talk to her friends. I mean, it's not like you would have the phone number of your friends. Don't be crazy.
You're acting crazy.
So obviously, they did the mature thing and just ghosted each other a couple of months after the engagement. And they officially ended it in 2021. And you want one more fact? We love facts. David spoke to many girls. He claimed to over 1,000. That seems too high to me, but he's been doing it for a while. He actually said he started back when they used to send you like a magazine with the available girls. I'm not sure what kind of sites he's on, but I don't feel like these are dating sites. And he's still friends with at least one of them that we know, and visited Ukraine over 20 times and spent over $300,000 US in meeting women. But no regrets. He had a good time. He had great adventures. Well, at least he's looking at the positives. Maybe too much, but still, good for you, David. And the award for craziest catfish story is one that's still going on, Jenny and Sumit.
What? Away from me. Get away from me.
Get away from me.
You think
What?
I don't need to be comforted? You think
Did you say anything?
I'm okay?
There is so much to unpack in this couple.
I'm just thinking what's going to happen. Just listen to me.
It all started when Sumit first contacted Jenny as a 25-year-old British man, Michael Jones, while he was working in a call centre back in 2012. After a few months of Jenny starting to become suspicious from never being out of video chat, Sumit finally revealed who he really was. And Jenny still decided she loved him, and even more so now.
And I was like, oh, wow, you're cute. You're cuter than Michael Jones.
I'm not going to say anything.
Like, you were being catfished? I kind of was.
Not only did Sumit catfish Jenny, but he was actually in an arranged marriage back home at the time. One that he insisted he didn't want, and he did so for his family, who in the end were the ones that had to help him with the separation of his current wife so he could move on with Jenny, which I'm sure only helped Jenny and her new in-laws' relationship. Nothing says eligible bachelor more than a guy that needs his mum to help him break up with a partner. Ladies, hold on to your panties. This relationship has been going on for over 10 years. There's a 30-year age gap, a culture gap, Sumit's need to keep his parents happy, and his super supportive family. See what I did there? And it took years before his parents decided to stop meddling, while still not even approving of the union. After ups and downs.
For what? I can't stay in the country.
They managed to actually get married in 2021 without the parents' approval. They had to try to tell him after, which I'm sure was going to go well under a strict Indian household. Why wouldn't it? Hey mum, you know that lady you didn't want me to marry? I married her in secret. And they are seemingly happy living in India. Throughout the years of watching this couple unfold, there's been almost no communication, proper communication. He wants her to cook and clean and maybe have his kids now?
Start thinking about having kids.
What the
And Jenny just wants to spend more time together, you know, as retired people do.
I thought he would be by my side.
And then, cherry on top, they're both obviously in different life stages.
To live a life in a retired way, basically. But I'm in my 30s.
And before you ask, was Jenny a sugar mama? Well, no. No, she was just a normal American retiree, and money was never obviously abundant. And that sums up my top 5 catfish stories in the 90-day franchise. If there was someone that you think should have made it on the list, let me know in the comments. Unfortunately, I couldn't fit everyone. I just had to pick my top 5. And hopefully you guys were able to enjoy the little trip down memory lane. Anyway, thanks for watching to the end. You're awesome. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!